Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today I got something different and hopefully exciting to show you. For years I've always sold watches. I've always been a watch person, always wear a watch, usually wear two watches. Today I'm kind of wearing 1.5, and we'll get into that. Recently, in the last couple of years, people have been telling me, Mark, you have to diversify your company, you have to go into jewelry and accessories and this and that, and it's just not for me. I know watches. I love watches, and I feel watches, have a real future. But anyway, a couple of months ago, I was being visited by a distributor, and he showed me something, and he said, we sell these bracelets. I know you don't sell jewelry, but maybe this is something that you would consider. And I was like, okay, I'll, whatever it is, I'll take a look. And he showed it to me, and I said, oh my goodness, I would wear one of these. My customer would wear one of these. I think you guys would definitely wear one. So what is it? It is called the Speedometer Official Bracelet. And yes, that is like basically a bezel insert from a Submariner. And just to match it, I'm wearing my pre-ceramic Submariner. So these bracelets come from Italy. I have a couple of them here. And we'll bring them over to the table later, and you'll take a look. But they come from Italy. They are manufactured and designed fully in Italy, 100%. They are designed by a man named Marco Gatti. I don't know who Marco Gatti is. Then I read about him and I said, oh, okay, this guy has a real deep footing in the watch industry. His family was involved in Unitas movements. And maybe you know what Unitas is, the 6497 and the 6498, old pocket watch Swiss movements that were extremely popular. And then they were bought over by Etta, and then for years people were putting them in watches, some very high-end watches. So this guy Marco Gatti, designer in Italy, had a foot in the watch industry, and then years ago he's been designing stuff since the 80s. Years ago he decided to try his luck at designing something for a watch aficionado, and I think that this is just really spot on if you like watches. They're all 316L stainless steel, non-corrosive, not going to react with your skin if you have a nickel allergy. Then they make them in DLC, which is diamond-like carbon coating, if you like the all-black look. So just really cool and creative play on jewelry for men, or jewelry for men who like watches. So let's take it over the table. I'll bring each one up close to the camera, put it on my wrist up close as well so you can see it, and you can decide if you want to add one of these to your collection. So let's get a closer look. Now, first you'll see I have some items out here. The packaging. The packaging is really nice. So the bracelet comes in a zippered pouch like this, so you can store it in your dresser or on your nightstand. Comes with a polishing cloth. So the bracelet just fits in here, thusly. It comes with a box, as part of the presentation that sits in. A little pamphlet telling you all about the company. Look, and also shows you some of their other products. They make other stuff besides bracelets. And then it's also going to come with a certificate of authenticity, also a guarantee certificate in there. They're telling you again, 100% made in Italy certified, and then the materials that they use. So these are 316L stainless steel bracelets, which means, if you remember from my watch materials video, this will be fairly non-allergenic or hypoallergenic. You shouldn't break out from them, and they will not corrode. And also something that I thought was interesting is that on the black ones, they actually DLC these. This is not a PVD treatment. It's a diamond-like carbon treatment. So because it's a bangle and you're going to bend it, open it and close it to fit it around your wrist, you don't have to worry about that treatment flaking. And there you can see that laser mark of the company name. There it is on the stainless steel ones, that watermark. So let's show you the four that I have right here. So I have 3 steel and the 1 DLC. So the steel ones are the black, they're basic sub bezel. I have 2 GMT bezels, a blue-red and a black-blue, the BLNR. I'll show them all up close in a minute. And then the blue with the DLC treated stainless steel. So we'll start with this one right here, the plain black. So no, there is no loom pip in it. It's just a picture. So you can see that it's a bangle. If you're not familiar with a bangle bracelet, you basically open it and close it by squeezing it. So you open it, you put it on your wrist, and then you would squeeze it, and then that's how it stays on. It doesn't fall off. If you want to take it off again, you open it a little bit and just pull it off. It's got an interesting design also. If you'll notice that it's got the ridges that you would normally find on a bezel. So not only is it the bezel insert, but also the ridges like for gripping and turning the bezel, which is just a really nice touch. It brings together, what might be on your other wrist. Just really well designed. You can tell it was done by a designer, an Italian one at that. Is a lot of attention to detail, little things really tied together. So the bezel has the bezel markings from 10 to 60, or 0 to 60, excuse me, and then 0 to 15 is the individual minute increments, and then 30 to 60. And then the blue one is going to be the same thing, except now we have a DLC coated bracelet. Still got the ridges, the satin finish, and then it's got the markings again from 0 to 60. MGT, that's the designer's initials once again, Marco Gatti. And then we have the Pepsi. I think this one's really cool looking because it's such an iconic look, that red and blue, and how they divided it to 6. It's just so nice. Again, this is your GMT bezel look-alike, and got the ridges here, nice satin finishing underneath. Nicely done edges. Let me zoom in on that so you can see that it's beveled nicely and ground smooth, polished very well. The black and the blue. And I will put them on and show them to you, on the table here, so you can see how they fit and how they look. For sizes, let's talk about size. So they are. It's funny, I don't really talk about size of a bracelet much, but so it is 7 millimeters in width, if you could see that, and then the thickness of it is about 2 to 3 millimeters. And then, so now overall, you want to do from end to end, it's around 70 millimeters, or 69-ish millimeters. And again, obviously you can shape it however you want. If I wanted to try to get a dimension off of here, it's around 52 or 53 millimeters tall. Now again, you're going to bend this open to fit around your wrist, so it fits a wide variety of wrist sizes. From your small, you really can't go too small because eventually it'll just close on you. Maybe if you have a 9-inch wrist, it's not going to be the right thing for you. But it certainly will fit a wide variety of wrist sizes. I would say if you could wear a sub, you could probably wear one of these bracelets. So these are 100% designed and manufactured in Italy. I have looked online. There are cheap imitations. They definitely are not the same. They're using subpar materials. Just like anything, there's imitations, and they sell for peanuts. This is true Italian made, by the company that's been doing it originally. I'm not sure how long they've been doing it. I know that Marco has been doing his own design work since the 80s. These are popular in Italy from what I understand. I honestly had never seen them until my distributor came and showed them to me. Price points on all of them, without any stones on them. Right now we don't carry any with stones. It's going to be around $225 for the steel and $275 for the DLC. So definitely a nice accessory, still in the affordable category. Of course, it's not a watch, so you have to decide if it's the right thing for you. But let's take a step back, and I'll put this one on, on the table with the white background. That way you can get a better idea of how it looks. So here's how it looks on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It fits fine. It's a bracelet. It's meant to be a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. It's very comfortable. It's lightweight. There's really nothing to complain about it. If you would wear a bracelet, this would probably be something you'd want as a watch accessory. And now here you can see how they would fit together. If you did wear it opposite your watch, obviously you could see it's a great complement to it. They obviously work very well together. You could match it to the bezel. You could get a different bezel. I just like the whole concept of it. I thought it was really nice tying jewelry into watches, because guys usually, most of you wear watches. You may or may not wear jewelry. I'm guessing most of you don't, besides maybe a wedding ring. I thought this might be something different that, now maybe you'd wear a piece of jewelry, or, at least something different for you to get in the future. So this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the Speedometer Official Bangle Bracelets, with that sentiment of the Submariner bezel. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not done so yet. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below and I will be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you very much.